Hi guys, how you doing? So remember the review and flip through that I did of this awesome deck called the Prisma Visions Tarot? If you don't, then I'll link it up here and you can go watch that video if you like. The same awesome artist, James R. Eads, has gone ahead and created a Lenormand deck, and it was on Kickstarter, and of course I went ahead and I backed it, and I got it in the mail yesterday, and I'm like, I have to do this video right now, so stick around. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Madhvi from TaroticallySpeaking.com, your tarot blogger, deck and book reviewer, and maker of these awesome videos on YouTube. I'm also a tarot card reader and mentor, and an author of this awesome book on tarot, which is available on Amazon, both paperback and Kindle, all over the world. Now, all of these links and more are in the description, so do check that out. And at the end of this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more such awesome tarot videos. Okay, so this beautiful box, this is actually the bottom of the box. The box was like this, and there was the USPS sticker over here, which I've managed to remove cleanly. Now, that's an art form. Anyhow, this box came in the mail yesterday. But just look at it. I mean, normally, people don't pay so much attention. They just ship it out in regular boxes. But check out the beautiful drawings and imagery. I mean, James R. Eads is a very talented artist, obviously. See, this is the bottom of the box. This is the book. And this is the deck that he created called the Glyphs Lenormand. And I was just looking through the book that came with the deck, the booklet, and in it he mentions how he got around to creating it. But I'm just going to open this. I really backed a very simple sort of the Kickstarter, because as the Kickstarter grew, the stuff that you could get add-ons grew, and while everything screamed to me like, buy me, buy me, buy me, add me, add me, add me, it was my head that went on screaming, wait, what about your budget? And then in my heart, it started throwing up images, the disapproving looks of my mom. So like, I ended up with my pledge. I kept it what it is, but I ended up getting so much goodies. There's more. And I think it will be available for sale on his website too. So I'll link everything in the description. So in case you guys want to go buy it, which I think you guys should, just go ahead and buy it. So I got this bookmark. There was also packing paper and stuff, which I've removed. This bookmark sadly got a little bent, but I'll straighten it up in no time. This is cute, isn't it? And then we have this really cute keychain. This is the house keychain. Sorry, keep swinging. Right, like the house card. It's very cute. And I plan to use it when I get over the, oh my god, it's so lovely kind of feeling. I will start using it because I think this is very fabulous and a very good sort of talisman, right? Then there are a bunch of extra cards that came along with it as part of the, this, I have to be a little careful here with the, why don't I have gentle hands? Okay, so I got these extra cards as part of the, the Kickstarter gifts, extras. We reached, every time we would reach a goal, something got added on. So this is like gold foil. Do you see how, I don't know if the light is, you'll be able to catch it in the shiny thing. This is all the stars. Do you see all the stars? Shiny, shiny. Oh, this is cute. Then we have the, coppery reddish foil. Do you see that? Mountain card. Then we have the sun card again. All rainbow colors. Do you see that? This is beautiful. I hope that the video is able to catch all this. And then of course we have the gold foil door card, right? And then a sticker sheet with some stickers of the moon, the house, the snake, the book, fish, and the ship card. Do you see that? It's damn cute. Now, it's called green glyphs because, and you can see there's a whole lot of these glyphs. This is the deck. It comes in this box, which I will now show you. So this deck is called the Green Glyphs Lenormand, right? And as you can see on the box as well, there's a lot of these glyphs. And what James has done is, he has used different glyphs to describe different cards. And so, like, for instance, this could be the tower, right? This is the ship. This is the moon. And oh man, this is the coffin, so, and it's there. I mean, if you're curious, it's all there in the book, so you can learn. So that it kind of, if you learn these glyphs, maybe it can give you like a sort of a shorthand to jot down your readings, right? And you see it's all around the box. And then of course the back of the box, right, includes 40 cards and 80-page guidebook. This is the first edition, all of that. It's lovely. And this one has the magnetic sort of claspy thingy. So, ta-da, this box opens. There's the book, green glyphs, so it's green. Very nice. And then there's a cute sort of message here, which reads, "There are many paths that have led you here, and there are many paths that will lead away from here. May these cards recall the paths you have traveled. May they illuminate the paths that need guidance, and may they reveal that there are some paths better left unknown." Wow, this is just beautiful, right? And I think this is the glyphs for paths, or the crossroads, right? Now we'll get into the cards. We definitely will. I'm just going to put them aside for a bit because we need to really get into the book first. Because this book, I know it's, how many pages? About 88, 89, 88-ish pages. But this book at 88 pages is a treasure trove. Trust me. So let me move the camera a little bit. Okay, so that's kind of a tight fit in the frame, but we'll go with this. All right, so this book, again, look at how beautiful it is. See, there's always something to be said about an artist's distinctive style, right? And when they come up with decks, you can really, really see their artistic style sort of shine through. And it's just awesome, yeah? Sometimes I just take a moment and just appreciate the art. and even with the Prisma Visions, it like you have to take a moment. So anyway, let me stop fangirling. Let's get into the into the book. See this, and we have a table of contents. And here you go. You have a little note from James where he talks about how he started his thing in art in with his Prisma Visions deck, and then ultimately he got interested in the Lenormand, and how he started creating cards, Lenormand cards, in order to sort of start learning with them. And then how he saw these pervasive sort of symbolism of is that's common, but then Lenormand reads differently. It has a different feel to it. And how he ultimately started working on this deck, and of course he's working on another Oracle deck as well. And so if you want to get in on that, you totally can. I believe he will probably do another Kickstarter. It'll be cool. And here you go. Welcome to the Green Glyphs. And we talk about a little bit about the origins of these cards. There are some extra cards which I'll talk about in when we do the thing. and the card numbers, and at first glance. So, oh yeah, here you go. Cards that have a lot of gold or yellow are predominantly positive cards, whereas cards with sort of browns and oranges are predominantly what he calls unfortunate cards, right? So this really helps, especially when you're doing a grand tableau reading where all the 36 cards are on the table at once. So what happens is, because we're readers, we are more visual, so you can notice, like say several colors sort of bunching up together. Let's say you see a lot of predominantly brown and orange cards bunching up in a certain part of the spread, and you're like, oh, what's going on there? Or you see a lot of these positive cards bunching up somewhere, and you're like, oh, what's going on there? It draws your attention. And this is also interesting and fun. And I've put something that I or some a story that I built to learn my sort of Lenormand card order. And he's on my blog post on my site. If you want, I'll link it down below. But he's put a similar story there, which I think every Lenormand student comes up with their own story, and I think that's great because it helps you remember the card order. And there are some cards which are which don't have I think any sort of color. I would call them predominantly neutral cards, because that's a thing in Lenormand. You have positive, negative, and neutral cards. And then of course we get into the cards and see every glyph is right there on top. You have the name, you have the energy of the card, you have the different keywords, and you have some example combinations. And occasionally you have the grand tableau effect for many of the cards. That's what he's given there. And so on for all the 36 cards. And then of course, reading in pairs. Cute. Some card combinations are very poetic. Reading 3 cards, chaining and mirroring. Reading in a line. Painting the portrait with your box spread. And one thing, another thing to kind of have is, the paper is really good. This is not a shabbily produced book by any means, nope. Using the insect pips, counting the pips. This is a section that I'm going to get into eventually because, I've always been curious about those pips. The grand tableau. See, making the glyphs really helps you, like how he has just put it down, right? Put out the entire grand tableau in one place like that. I just take a picture on my phone, but everybody has their own ways. And this is also a good way. Linking the houses. And then of course the game of hope. Again, this is something I haven't gotten into, but here we have how to play it. So pretty interesting. And then of course acknowledgements. We have Caitlin Matthews, Rana George, Alexander Musrak, Game of Hope, adapted and translated from Marcus Katz and Tally Goodwin, Steph Muriel S. Tragon, and other. Yeah, you have labyrinthos.co.blogs and cafelenormand.com. See, these are all pretty well-known spots, books and internet spots where you'll find a lot of info about Lenormand. I love this, and now you know. Brilliant, just brilliant. And if you empty pages, you can put your stickers there if you like, make your notes, whatever. But see, this is the book. Okay, so let's look at the cards. It's beautiful. They come housed in this little, it's nice. You can just pull them out. Okay. This is always a thing. There's always a few cards that remain stuck. But I like the box. It's great. It's not too bad. I will use this to put all my stuff together. Okay. So let's look at the cards now. Oops. Let me bring the camera even further down. All right. So here we are. Ryder. Hmm? Oh, again, you have to see there is a very matte, sort of coppery edge gilding to these cards, which is nice. And again, the size is very comfortable to hold and shuffle. This is the card back again, the glyphs. I mean, it is the green Glyphs Lenormand. You can't escape the glyphs. And I think it's a great idea to learn the glyphs. I mean, each of the cards also has those glyphs. So you can learn them, and they'll be just great, like for you to quickly jot down your readings. Okay, so let's go. Clover. See, it's a lucky card. So it's got all this gold. Ship. House. Ah, so see, the house pin. Oops, here we go. The thingy. See, it's supposed to look like the card. Green. Okay, got it. Tree. Cloud. Negative card, so you have all this brownish, orangish colors. Snake. Now, snake is a negative card, actually, in my opinion, but they've just not given it. I mean, they made the snake brownish, orangish, but the card doesn't have that negative color. I wonder what the logic was in this. Maybe that's another way to bring attention to this card. I don't know. But then again, there are many cards like that. Just right away we saw the tree card, right? Now, from what I studied in a yes no. Now, tree is a typical health card. It's a slow and steady growth card. It can represent family, but in a yes no, tree is often considered as a no card, right? But here we have it, colorless, like in that way. So it's supposed to be neutral. I don't know. I don't know. Then we have the coffin. But there must be a system, because with the Lenormand, there are so many different schools of thought. Okay, so I will not say this is wrong. I'm sure it must be adhering to some system. So I won't discount it. It's just that everybody has a different school of thought that they sort of subscribe to. And what happens is, once you have subscribed to a certain school of thought, if it makes sense to you, go with it. Okay, go with it, because then that's how the cards are going to respond to you. Correct? So doesn't matter. Different schools of thought have different ways to look at different cards, and that's the fun part of Lenormand. You stick to your system, and your system will speak to you, right? Just do that. So I love the intent. I look at the genuine intent and I go with that, and I'm like, okay, the intent is great, and I love it. I love it, actually, because most of the cards that I consider positive are positive in this coloring system. So I'm good with all that. Scythe. Dun dun dun. I like how there's this, the shadow, the movement, sort of suggestion of movement there in the shadows. Very nice. The whip. Birds. Now see again, birds, in the way I've learned, birds is neutral. I'm sorry, negative in a yes no. Okay. Normally, birds can mean chatter or gossip. So again, depends on what cards are there around it, but because that's how Lenormand is. It's never, you don't necessarily always interpret a card in solo sort of thing. Child. I love this card. God, I love the child. And you know, the best part here is that because of the way that it's been painted, it's not a girl child, it's not specifically a boy child, you know, so there is no, you know, it's left ambiguous, and I like that. Okay, I genuinely like that. Ah, fox. Again, the system I've learned, fox is negative with in a yes no, but here, let's see what the book says. Yeah. See, oops, so sorry. See, even in the book it says energy unfortunate. So maybe because of that, he's colored the fox that way. Maybe that's why the background has been left blank. I don't know. I need to understand the logic of this. Maybe I should read the book. Maybe it's there in the book, and I have, because I have not really sat down with the book. That's where I'm goofing up. It's highly probable. So, the bear. Look at this whole, the baby bear. You get the whole mama bear energy vibe there. Isn't that cute? Gotta love the bear. Stars. Now the thing is that I can either substitute it with the shiny cards that I have, or I can leave it as it is. I'm just gonna keep those cards separately, the shiny ones, because they're real pretty. Stork. Nice. You know, and these cards are pretty nice and thick too. They're not like easily bendy or whatever, which is nice. So well made, well made. They're not shabbily made or hastily put together. No, this is quality stuff. Yeah. Dog. Tower. Garden. And then we have, here you go, mountain. Path. Or some decks call it crossroads, some deck call it roads, whatever you want to call it. The paths, options. Mice. Heart. This is interesting. It's like the heart. Ring. The book. See? That was what was there on the bottom of the big box that came. Big yellow box. Very pretty. I'm going to keep that box, by the way. It's not often you get such pretty boxes. Okay. Letter. Okay. Gentleman. Now this is where it gets interesting. Let me see. We have gentleman. And then we have the lady. All right. Let me put them. Right. We have the gentleman card, we have the lady card. Okay, and then at the bottom of the deck, where is it? Where is it? Where are they? I kept the extra ones, extra cards. I always keep them at the bottom. And then, now, I think this was already part of the thingy. We have 28 lady card and the 29 gentleman card. And the reason for this is, again, pretty simple. Let's say it again depends on the the sexual orientation of the querent. So in case you're reading for a gay couple, right? So you have these 28 and 29 gentleman cards. if you're reading for a lesbian couple, then you have 28 and 29 lady cards, right? That's really sweet. I mean, this way it's pretty inclusive. I love how it's all set up because I was like, why are the numbers inverted? And then it made, I was like, silly me. And then it all totally made sense to me. So there you go. And along with these two cards, we also get another 28, 29 person 1 and person 1 and person 2 cards. So these are the extra person cards, again very ambiguous as to the gender, which is very nice. I like it that way, because what happens is we have oh wait, we have the gender there. This is the lady and this is the gentleman. In that, with the pip cards you can. But see, the point I'm trying to make is many a times in a reading, when you have people coming in for, say, a grand tableau reading, and is he seeing someone else or is she seeing someone else? So then you add the appropriate card into your mix and shuffle and lay down your grand tableau and see if this card shows up, and then you read from that point onwards. So you have that opportunity here with two different person cards. So those are the two extra cards you have here. So significators as such, in terms of interpretation, may not necessarily play much of a role, especially like if you're going to interpret a line and a man card shows up or the woman card shows up. It's only like, oh, this is a guy, this is a lady, there's a person there, right? But in the grand tableau, they do a lot of work, and they also talk about the person you're reading for. So in a reading, obviously, if you're reading for a lady, then the lady card is her. If you're reading for gentleman, then gentleman card is him, and go from there. So I think these cards play a really big role in a different way, in a really different way. Okay, so that's interesting. We have that with this deck, which I think is really nice. And simply because of the way it has been painted, it is in that way there it's inclusive. It's very nice. It's brilliant. I just love it. Just love it. Okay, then you have the lily card, sun card. Oof, this is beautiful. I just these are the cards that I fell in love with, if you ask me. And another thing that I realized when I was looking at the artwork is this is very much different from the Prisma Visions, the artwork that he had in his Prisma Visions deck. But I like it. I like it. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, maybe he can do another Lenormand deck which is kind of along the same lines of the Prisma Vision. Would that be something that interested him? I would definitely buy that deck, because then I could pair it up with the Prisma Visions and I do my readings. But this one's great. This one is also great. I'm not complaining. It's just that would give me a reason to buy yet another deck. The key. Fish. And cup. And then the cross. And the cross card has another sort of alternative card, which is this albatross. Like, as the sayings are there, you bear your own cross or cross to bear kind of thing. And then you have the albatross from the neck kind of thing. I think that's where the albatross came from. So, go with whichever card makes sense to you. Okay. So, guys, that was my entire haul, you can say, from the Green Glyphs Lenormand Kickstarter. that I backed, and I received this beautiful, beautiful sort of collection and deck and book and everything yesterday in the mail, and I'm so overjoyed. I can't wait to dive into the book, of course, and start playing with the cards. And don't worry, if you guys want this deck, I will put the links in the description. I think if not, if James isn't already selling this deck on his site, then he probably will get many orders pretty soon, and you will be able to get a copy for yourself. And I believe, in one thing I totally forgot to mention is in the Kickstarter, there was this lovely sort of spread cloth, okay, with the houses on it. Like, it was brilliant, okay. But again, my head was like budget, my heart was like mama, my mother's disapproving face. So I I held back. But there was that lovely spread cloth with the houses on it, which was brilliant, like for the grand tableau. And then there was this little pouch, this brilliant pouch, right? You could put your cards in it, and then it wraps up, and then when you open it, there's a little sort of strip of the pouch where you can do like at least a simple 3-card spread, right? So you can just use that to do your reading on it. It was brilliant. Again, I was so wanted to buy it, but again, I was like, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, so anyhow, I stuck with my pledge, but this also is just awesome, awesome, awesome. And maybe someday I will end up buying that spread cloth and that pouch too. Yeah. And oh yeah, shameless plug. If you guys want me to go buy that pouch and that spread cloth, why don't you order a few readings? Is that being too weird? Okay, never mind. So that was my sort of review and flip through, guys. And totally go buy this deck. It is such a worthy addition to your collection. Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Please give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where I post my card a day readings every day. You can also order a reading for yourself, or you can learn how to read tarot from me, of course. All of these links are in the description, so check that out. I will see you again in my next video. Until then, stay good, be good, and play with your cards. Bye now.